Hello everyone, in this video we are going to see about the priority scheduling algorithm. This is one of the CPU scheduling algorithms and this is mainly used in the interactive systems. Actually, as the name implies, what is priority is, suppose if there are many jobs coming in the queue, ready queue, they are assigned some priority that can be first process, that is called priority. Okay, this is all like a ranking. When the priority number is less, that means if the rank 1 is the highest rank, 2 is the second highest rank, likewise when the smallest integer gives the highest priority. Okay, so now for every process there is a priority assigned and the CPU is allocated to the process based upon the priority from highest to the lowest. And here we have preemptive and non-preemptive. Actually, what is preemptive is, once the priority is given, it is always not hold the same priority. It is after some time priority may be changed to some other level, that is called as a preemptive. That means there can be changeable. Non-preemptive means once it is just allocated, that is the priority always till the job gets over, that is non-preemptive. Okay, so now SJF, what you have seen earlier, shortest job first is one priority scheduling algorithm which is based upon the size of the burst time of the CPU burst time of the process. And what is the problem of this priority scheduling is the starvation. What is starvation is, suppose a lower priority process is waiting for the ready queue the CPU to be allocated, it has to wait for the long time till the higher priority job gets executed. So in this case, lower priority sometimes may never get executed at all. That process is called as that problem is called as starvation. So how to come out of the starvation? We have a problem, we have a solution called aging. So what is aging is, we just, as the time progresses, the increases the priority of the process. What happens, suppose we assume that process 5 is in the queue for a long time, which is under starvation. So what we can do is, seeing the entry time of the process 5, we can change the priority of the process so that the process can get to the ready queue immediately. So this is about the priority scheduling. Let us see an example of how the priority scheduling works. Okay, now the example here, there are 5 processes and the burst time is given 10, 1, 2, 1 and 5, and the priority is given as 3, 1, 4, 5 and 2. So as we know what is the Gantt chart, Gantt chart actually gives the arrival of the prior, that is the burst time of the process in order of any order which has been considered for the particular algorithm. Now this is the priority scheduling, hence we have to first choose the first priority, that is the priority 1. As I told you, least number has the highest priority. So number 1 is the first priority, so that is the process for P2. So allocate the process P to the queue. Okay, that is the burst time is also 1, so 0 to 1, and then next priority is for the priority having the value 2. So the burst time for this particular job is 5, which is P5. So P5 got the queue, so got the process ready queue. So that is from 1 to 5, which is 6. So 1 plus 5 is 6, and then 3 is the next priority, its burst time is 10, the process is P1. So P1 gets into the queue and it starts from 6, since it is 10 is the burst time, 6 plus 10 is 16. And now 4 is the priority for the job P3 and the burst time is 2. So 16 plus 2 is 18. So P3 got the process in the 4th priority, and finally the 5th priority, which has the burst time of 1 and the process is P4. So 18 plus 1 is 19. So this is how the priority scheduling gets the Gantt chart information. Okay, so now how to find the waiting time of these processes? As we did earlier, we are waiting time of P2 is 0, waiting time of P5 is 1, waiting time of P1 is 6, waiting time of P3 is 16, and waiting time of P4 is 18. Therefore, we have to sum up all the values, which comes 0 plus 1 plus 6 is 7, then 7 plus 16 is 23, 23 plus 18 is 41, and we are having processes 5. So 41 by 5 is 8.2 is the 8.2 millisecond is the average waiting time of this processes. Okay, so that's all. It's a very simple logic. Thus the process is given the CPU priority based upon the priority that has attached with the process. Okay, so this is a simple thing. But the problem here is the priority may lead to starvation because low priority job always in the last in the queue. Even you take this example, this burst time is 10, the priority is 3, but you can see the burst time for the last priority, which is 5, is only one burst time, a small job, but it has to wait for long time. Okay, so this is one problem when the priority scheduling is considered. But depending upon the situation, they have to apply the scenario of the CPU's task process. They have to allocate the different types of algorithms to get the job to be done perfectly. Okay, so thanks for watching.